Welcome to today's meeting. And at the request of most of the people here, we are going to talk about why alcohol is worse for society than marijuana. Now, I know this can be a very controversial topic, but before we get started, I'm going to go over the agenda meeting for the day. We will go over the physical effects of both alcohol and marijuana. And then next, we'll talk about some of the more mental effects. And then lastly, we will take a look at the acceptance of both. So before we get started, let's hear a word from Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa.
61 word. So what we get drunk. So what
Wait. That's not what I meant. Anyways, let's get started with our first speaker of the day. The physical effects of both marijuana and alcohol. As you can see, alcohol's very huge here in the US and around the world. We have some common brands like Crown Royal, Busch Light, and Bud Light. Now, you may think, a good drink of the day, but actually there is way more defects than positives for alcohol. So, according to effects of alcohol on the body, some of those short-term effects are loss of coordination, like dulled perception, and then vomiting. Now, those all sound manageable, but wait, there's more. The long-term effects are even worse. Some of the long-term effects are you can get liver fibrosis, steatosis, and even worse, with heavy drinking can cause or contribute to liver damage, cardiovascular disease, and multiple different kinds of cancer. Now, we move on to marijuana, where some people, as everything else, has its downsides, but it actually has its upsides. According to healthline.com, some of the physical effects of marijuana and the medical uses for it are painkillers, helps with insomnia, anxiety, and lastly, it helps with reduced appetites. Now, fun fact, as of March 21st, 2021, 36 states, including the District of Columbia, has legalized cannabis for recreational use and medical use, which I find surprising because as marijuana, which is only legal in 37 states, alcohol is legal in all 50. Now, we come to our next speaker of the day, which is the mental effect of alcohol. According to Mental Health and Alcohol Abuse, some of the mental effects on alcohol is loss of control, impaired vision, irrational thinking, and can sometimes cause mood swings. Now, some of the long-term effects are bipolar disorder, hepatic encephalopathy, and anxiety. And I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want any of those. Now, let's talk about the benefits of marijuana. According to National Institute of Drug Abuse, some of the benefits for marijuana and some of the uses that they would use it for PTSD or post-traumatic stress disorder. But another thing they would use it for is MS or multiple sclerosis. But the third one I found is glaucoma. But even more, it's known to help with hives and AIDS and some form of epilepsy. Now, a neuroscientist called Gary Wenk had done research and found that marijuana can help with preventing age loss by de-inflaming the brain. Now, we go on to the acceptance in before we go to that, I want to talk about the amount of users for both. So as you see here, for alcohol, 14.5 million people between the ages 12 and older had AUD, or alcohol use disorder, in 2019. But the shocking fact is, out of those, 414,000 were just between the ages 12 and 17. That's crazy. While marijuana has 48.2 million users, or about 18%, which is about 4 times the amount of users for alcohol. But let's go to this next fact, our final topic of the day, our final speaker, the acceptance of both. When you look here, as shown, as AmericanAddictionCenter.org shows that, and this was after a survey of 1,000 people, shows that alcohol is way more than somewhat dangerous, when marijuana, they didn't even put it to somewhat dangerous. And alcohol was 25% more dangerous than marijuana. Now, the other statistic I want to show you is how many people think alcohol should be legal and marijuana should be legal. As you look here, if 70% of people who didn't drink alcohol would choose to make marijuana legal, while only 66% of people who used marijuana would choose to make marijuana legal. So we're going to do the meeting recap. And our recap today is our guest speakers, the physical effect of both, the mental effect of both, and lastly, the acceptance difference of both. Thank you again, and all of you have a good night.